Hey guys, Alex here from Alex Cox Shooting. Today I just want to answer some common questions I get about shooting action air with a revolver. These are just some common questions I get from other shooters and viewers, and I feel like making a video like this is the best way to explain it to a larger audience. Please keep in mind that all these answers are my opinions. I'm not perfect by any means, and you might prefer something else, and that's perfectly okay. It's all personal opinion. And also, if I'm wrong about something, feel free to comment down below. This is a learning experience for me, as a lot of people, if anyone, shoot action air revolver. So, question 1. Is revolver its own division in the UKPSA action air circuit? The short answer is no. Sadly, it's not recognised by the UKPSA as its own separate division. But I'm looking to change that, however. Currently, with the match director's permission, you can shoot a level 1 match with a revolver in open division. Now this is what I did in the Airsoft Surgeon match earlier this year in February at the Great British Shooting Show. Shooting such a large match with a revolver was amazing, to say the least, and people really seem to enjoy watching, coming up, asking questions. My aim is to get revolver recognised as its own separate division, but it's a work in progress at the moment. So, question 2. Does it slow down the squad? This depends. During the Surgeon match, I was given permission by the match director to keep a CO2 cartridge in my gun at all times. This means, on and off the line, my gun had propellant inside of it, and I didn't have to waste time changing CO2 bulbs on the stage. However, the UKPSA action air rules specify that when you leave the stage, you're not allowed to have any type of propellant inside the gun. This makes sense for your usual high cappers you see in open and standard division, as the 6mm BB ammunition is kept with the propellant inside of the magazine, meaning if it's loaded with propellant, it's more than likely loaded with ammunition and thus can't be carried off the stage. But being allowed to keep a CO2 bulb in my revolver sped up my stage loads and unloads really quickly, and honestly I was no slower than any other shooter on the squad. Though, do keep in mind that the CO2 bulb is not the only issue. I had to make sure that I was ready to go next, just like any other shooter, and try not to dilly-dally. I personally feel that shooting revolver is no slower than shooting any other division, and it's no detriment to the squad. So, question 3. What equipment do you use? Well, I'm always posting what equipment I use on my Facebook group, the Action Air Revolver Division Enthusiasts, but I'll show you here as well. So I'll start off with the most important piece of my equipment, my revolver. Now, this is a Dan Wesson 715. It's made by ASG. It retails on average about £110 and it's built pretty solid. I use the 6-inch version as the 8-inch version is a bit too much and the 4-inch version is a tad too small for me. However, keep in mind this is personal preference and you can use whatever barrel length you like. Some of the main reasons I prefer the Dan Wesson 715 is it has a fully adjustable hop-up. You'd be surprised how many airsoft revolvers don't have this basic feature, and if you want an accurate and competitive gun, you need to have one of these. The cylinder becomes pre-cut for ASG moon clips. This is, in my opinion, the most competitive way to reload your revolver. Now, I know some people prefer the speed loaders, but I find them cumbersome, and I'm not a fan of picking up the loose shells at the end of a stage. Finding replacement parts for one of these guns isn't that bad. Look, it's not a high capper, parts aren't everywhere, but unlike some other airsoft revolvers, you can actually get replacement seals and O-rings really easy, meaning if your gun ever does spring a leak, fixing it shouldn't be that much of an issue. I think the Dan Wesson 715 is the best option currently for competitive action air revolver shooters. And now onto my belt. As you can see, I have a Racemaster holster with an N-frame insert block. The N-frame block fits a Dan Wesson 715 perfectly, giving the shooter a reliable way to holster their revolver. As you can see, it locks in there perfect and draws perfect. If you already have a Racemaster, and the chances are that you do, it's just as simple as changing an insert block. Onto the belt. The belt that I'm using is a standard double alpha race belt. It's rigid and stiff, meaning it won't warp under the weight of your gear, and it will keep everything nice and snug against your body. The loading system that I'm using is a Moonclip server. Now, I post about this a lot on my Facebook group, but essentially this is a magazine for your Moonclips. It allows the shooter to carry 36 rounds over a small area, and it's not spread over some posts or pouches. This thing is amazing, and by far it's the best solution I've seen to carry my Moonclips. The Moonclip server itself is sold by a guy called James Austin in the US of A, and it retails for $140, which is about £115. It's a little pricey, not going to lie, but I must admit it works perfectly with the Dan Wesson shells, and so far I haven't had a single complaint. So, question 4. What about the shells on the Moonclips falling onto the floor? Do they break? So yeah, right now this is the biggest issue we face as action air revolver shooters. The ASG Moonclips are made of really cheap quality plastic, and when they impact the floor, they break. Not every time, mind you, but enough where you're going to be spending ungodly amounts of money on these small plastic clips. So until someone, myself or somebody else, can replicate these clips in either a metal or a higher grade plastic, the only other solution I see is to use a front mounted dump pouch. This also gives you the added benefit though of having all your Moonclips and shells stored in one place on your person at the end of the stage, and not going around and picking up empty Moonclips and shells or broken Moonclips and shells at the end of the stage is a win in my book. Question 5. I would love to shoot this, however I don't know where to start. That's fine, don't worry. First thing I recommend is you join my Facebook group, Action Air Revolver Division Enthusiasts. This group is designed to welcome new people into Action Air Revolver and just be a great resource for information and knowledge. People in the group are extremely happy and friendly, and they're more than willing to answer all of your questions. The second thing I recommend you should do is join your local Action Air Club. Now, once again, I hear what you're saying, you don't know if there's a club near you. That's fine. In the description of this video, I'll post a link to the UKPSA Action Air group. People in this group are a fountain of knowledge, and if you give your location and area, they'll be more than happy to tell you about your local club, club nights, all that kind of information. They'll help you right out. And from that point on, you can choose what division you actually want to shoot, be it revolver, classic, open, standard, production optics. There's a division for everyone, to be honest. Well guys, I hope I answered some of your questions, but if I haven't, feel free to post a comment down below. I'll always try to respond, and like I said, feel free to drop a comment or a post in some of the Facebook groups, and any of the members will be more than willing to help you out. If you enjoy my content, please consider subscribing. We all know how YouTube loves to mess with gun channels, and any help is really appreciated. So have a good one guys, and I'll see you at the next match.